everybody. I hope you're all doing well. This video is gonna be kind of a more serious video, a little update on some stuff. To be honest, I've been sitting here for the last couple minutes trying to figure out what to say and how to say it, and trying to formulate my thoughts a little bit more, and the more I sat here, the harder it became to even figure out what I wanted to say or how to say it. So I just figure, just get it out, right? Today everything kind of has come to a head on a lot of things. A lot of stuff is finally just piled up to the point where now I'm just kind of feeling very, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but I'm kind of very much done with certain things. This month has been very strenuous on a lot of people in the streaming community, myself included. I know a lot of people have reached out to me about things going on in their life. A lot of things have been going on in general for a lot of different people, and it's been really rough, to be honest. This is one of the hardest times in all of my time streaming. Like, this has been the hardest time that I've ever experienced, and it's just everything kind of all coming together at once. I think for me personally, for those of you who don't know, I'm currently in the middle of getting ready for a move. It's happening literally this week, and I still have so much to do and take care of in regards to that. So it's been quite a stressful time for me personally. The Coven has always been a place where we accept everybody, and I've stood by that. It's been very difficult for me to stand by and watch a lot of people that I respect stay very quiet about what's been going on, in multiple regards. As some of you know about the Dark Forces scenario, Dark Forces is no longer a stream team. They have been dissolved. It's no longer around. It's just completely gone now. And even if it hadn't been, I also would have stepped away from the group. It upsets me that this even happened. For those of you who don't know, the leader of Dark Forces, Warwitch TV, a lot of people came out about some of his behavior. You can look it up if you want. I don't really want to get into the details. It still upsets me greatly to even think about it, especially since I looked up to him. I just can't morally sit here and be okay with that behavior. I really looked up to Warwitch, and it upsets me, and it has upset me all day. It really hurts. It really hurts. So yeah, even if it wasn't being resolved, I would have stepped away. I am stepping away from Dark Forces. I've met a lot of amazing people through Dark Forces. It honestly upsets me that this is what's happening, because for the longest time when I was first starting to stream, it was very difficult for me to find people who were like me, that streamed with kind of like this dark aesthetic and played similar games that I played, and had the same kind of dark humor, and just, had this vibe going and they understood. And it was so nice to finally have a group of people that I could go out and like check out their streams and get to know them, and we could nerd out about certain things that we have in common. And it's gone now, and that's very upsetting. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to let you all know that this has happened. I am aware of it. And this is my stance on it. On that note, I'm also going to be withdrawing my partnership with Nitrado. I've had a not so pleasant experience with them, especially lately. In regards to the show that I had talked to you all about, that show actually ended up getting canceled literally that day that I got dressed up and actually told you guys about the show. That very day it had to be canceled because our storyteller, basically a dungeon master, disappeared. Just straight up left the server, didn't tell anybody why or where they were going or what was going on. And so we had to reach out to some people in charge of the project that we were a part of, and they reached out to the storyteller in DMs on Discord, and I had also reached out because I had been getting like close to, like, as a friend, like, to the storyteller, like getting to know him, because I was one of the first people interested in the project, so I was really engaged in trying to like help. I was very invested in the project, so I reached out to him as well, but we didn't get any responses. But I actually decided, like, oh, you know what, I wonder if he has a Twitter account or something that I can find, and I looked on his Discord profile and it linked to his Twitter, so I was able to get a hold of him through Twitter, and find out what was going on. It was just interesting to me that I just did that legwork, and I actually looked into what was happening, when Nitrado hadn't done so at all. And it felt like a lot of the times in that project that our group wasn't really like we were just kind of left to our own devices, which is fine. We had the creative freedom, but then it was also like difficult for us to find people to join our particular group. And a lot of times I had to reach out to people in Nitrado to see if anyone was interested in joining. And I know some other members were also trying to do that as well, just so that we could start something and get it going. So at least in regards to that project, it just felt very like, oh, just you guys do your own thing, like, this is the idea, we want you to try and get to it, and that's fine. But it definitely did not sit well with me. The thing that actually makes me very uninterested in being partnered with Nitrado is the fact that when I actually reached out to them about the Black Lives Matter movement, I wanted to know what their stance on everything was, because a lot of companies were coming forward and saying something, and Nitrado hadn't said anything. And the response I got was that it was not their policy to engage in or to talk about anything political or having like a social issue or social matter, is I think what the phrasing they used, and that was their policy since the inception of Nitrado. And I was okay with accepting that. I was like, okay, that makes sense, I totally get that, like, if that's been your stance since the beginning, I totally get that. Can you tell me where this is written? Because I was just curious. I wanted to know that this was an actual thing that they stood by and that they had written down, and like, this is their company policy. And just wanted to know, because as a partner I kind of need to know this, especially because this is now an issue, like, this is something that I need to have a conversation about. And what they told me was that it was not written anywhere. It was not written anywhere, and that that it had just been the policy since the beginning because no one had questioned it before. It seems very odd to me that a company has this policy and doesn't have it written down anywhere, because to me, honestly, when a company does that, they can hide behind these non-existent policies whenever they feel like it, so that they're not held accountable for their actions in the future. This is something that's a big issue, and I really do want to address this. Nitrado, I highly recommend you do address it, but this is the main reason that I'm actually going to withdraw my partnership with Nitrado. So this does mean that we no longer get a free server, which is okay because it was the Killing Floor 2 server and not many people were using it anyway. I'm not gonna say anything against using Nitrado. I think that they're a pretty great company for what they do, which is provide servers. I just don't believe that I can be comfortably a partner with a company that doesn't actively post their policies about this kind of stuff and then just kind of hides behind it saying, oh well, it's been that way since the beginning. It just doesn't sit well with me, and as someone who wants to not just protect my community but also represent it, I just don't feel comfortable representing a company that does that kind of thing. So sorry everybody, we are withdrawing our partnership from Nitrado as of today. I take this as an opportunity to learn and to continue to provide you guys with better content and better products that I can sponsor for you guys. Like, as I always say, I try not to sponsor products or services that I don't fully stand behind, and this is the case for that. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has supported the channel and been a part of the coven for however long you've been with us. Thank you. On a slightly lighter note, hopefully going forward for the rest of this video, we no longer have any of the mini monsters. They are both dead. I buried them in the backyard.
We are gathered here today in remembrance of the Squish Monsters. We are gathered here today in remembrance of the Squish Monsters.
So that happens. So the mini monsters will no longer be available until I can get some new ones and replace the ones that we've lost. We have new emotes coming as well. I'm really excited about them. They're going to be unlockable by bits. So every cheer that you give will bring you closer to unlocking not just bit badges but emotes as well. So certain tiers will unlock certain emotes. So I hope you guys are excited. So a final note is that I will be moving this week. Everybody, in case you don't know, maybe you're not aware, you haven't been paying attention, it's okay. Thursday is going to be my last day streaming for a couple days. Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I have a little surprise for everyone. Hope you can make it. It's very different than what we normally do, and I've worked really hard to get it to work, so I hope you guys can come and join us for that. It would be a blast to have you. The day after that, I will be moving, so the packers come that day, so that'll be Friday. They come in and they'll pack everything, and we'll be moving for the next couple days. So the plan is Thursday's gonna be the last like a special stream that we'll do, and then like I'll take a day or two to pack and get everything situated, and we'll be moving, and then I'll do maybe like a just chatting live stream where I show you guys the new house and show you all the things going on with it, and hopefully at the, like near the beginning of July we'll have all already been settled in, or at least mostly settled in, and I can jump back into doing our normal streaming things. So thank you guys so much for your patience and understanding during this time. It has been a crazy time for a lot of people, so I understand that this is a lot of stuff being dropped on you right now on top of everything else that you're having to deal with. However, this is stuff that I have had to deal with behind the scenes. This is stuff that I've had to address, and so I just want to say thank you very, very much for understanding. So with that all said, thank you all so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for being in stream today, even though I had to cancel because shit happened and things went boom and it was awful. I hated it. So just so you guys kind of have an understanding of what's going on like behind the scenes on my side of stuff, like now you can kind of tell and know what it is that's keeping me busy, that's kind of going on behind the scenes. There's so much. I'm only telling you a fraction of what is going on. Please be patient with me. I'm just very busy and very stressed out. So thanks for watching. Be safe out there. And remember, you are awesome and capable of more than you even realize. I love you, honestly.